Fresh off the excitement of Kingdom Battle, Ubisoft is back on the Nintendo Switch with the definitive edition of Rayman Legends. While sadly there aren't any rabbits in here, there's still plenty of adorable and deadly creatures to discover. While this has already been in the talks for one of the greatest platformers of all time, I picked up the Switch edition to figure out whether this game is really the definitive experience. I have to admit before I start this review that this was my first time playing Rayman Legends in general. I have watched a friend play it for a few hours on Wii U before, so I knew how great it looked, but I didn't really get the full experience until playing through the game this week. I'm going to run through the gameplay for those of you who are considering buying this on Switch for the first time as well, even if it might be the same as it was when it first came out 4 years ago. Just like most 2D platformers, this game is deceptively easy in the first few levels. You can run, jump, and attack enemies to make it to the other end of the stage. The difference between this and most platformers that I played is just how fluid and natural the controls feel. There's several different ways to attack depending on which direction you point the thumbstick, and each one has a very distinct animation that flows into Rayman's movements. After the first few levels, I immediately thought of this game as the perfect hybrid between Sonic and Mario. The controls make you feel like you can go super fast like Sonic, but you can still have enough control to make those close quarter sections really enjoyable. Some of the levels, especially the bonus music levels that you unlock at the end of each world, really give you that rewarding, fast-paced feeling when you navigate quickly through a tough section. I'd even go as far as to say that a lot of these levels are a lot more challenging than anything you'd ever see in a Sonic game. There's 6 different worlds featuring 20 different levels each, all with their own distinct environments and gimmicks. Most of these offer their own unique mechanics as well, which keeps the game challenging at all times. The bosses in here are on another level. There's nothing that's way out of left field, but all of the bosses, even the first one in the first world, took me a few tries to master, which is something I can't necessarily say about Sonic. Just like in the original release of the game, there's another 40 levels to explore that were brought back from Rayman Origins. There's also different challenges that make you go replay these levels, such as the invasion modes or the Murphy's Touch mode, in case you run out of things to do. Also included are a few multiplayer modes to give the game some variety. There's challenge mode, where you're pitted against a few other players on the leaderboard to try and beat their score. You don't play against them in real time, but it's still kind of fun to be competitive, I guess. Also returning is the Kung Fu soccer style mode. This is actually really fun, and the Switch version lets you play with other Switch owners through local multiplayer as well. Why they excluded an online multiplayer is completely beyond me though, considering they already did all the work to link all the servers. Just through the main story and the origin story alone though, I'm sure you could get a good 30 hours out of this game, which is saying a lot for a modern 2D platformer. The Origins levels are unlocked through lucky scratch cards, which are obtained through doing well in the main story. These scratch cards are kind of lame, and they really get tiring when you have a big stack of them, but it's a unique gimmick nonetheless. They can also unlock a number of other things, like currency for new characters or even collectible beings called creatures. One thing I liked about the creature mechanic is that once you obtain them, they start producing currency for you on a daily basis, sort of like a mobile phone game like Farmville or Clash of Clans. This isn't necessarily a game changer, but I thought it was cool how your collectibles did more than just sit there and gather dust after you obtain them. When you couple this along with the different art, music, and dozens of characters to unlock, there's a lot to do here to keep you more excited to keep playing. The Definitive Edition features all of the characters from previous editions, even the ones previously exclusive to Xbox and PlayStation. There were a couple times when I thought the amount of collectibles were a bit overkill, but they really do keep you excited to play. If you can't tell, I genuinely enjoyed my playthrough of this game. The unique and beautiful art, music, and smooth gameplay all come together to make this one of my favorite platformers ever. That being said, I do have to look at this Definitive Edition objectively. Compared to its release on just about any other system, there's really nothing on the Switch version to make it stand out. There were no additional levels, no new collectibles, no new skins, just an option for local wireless multiplayer. I would have been happy with maybe even just some sort of Rabbids skin or character, and I actually think it would have been genius for Ubisoft to put that theme in there just for marketing and branding. If I had already played this game on any other system, I can see myself being upset about paying $40 for something I already own just to play it on another system. If you have played this game already, you should probably just save your money. If you haven't though, you should really go buy this because I strongly believe it's one of the best platformers ever released, even off the tail of Sonic Mania, which was a really great game. Let me know your thoughts on the Definitive Edition, if you've got any. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe to my channel for the latest Switch content available. This is Max from Max Culture, and thank you so much for watching.